Hello everybody, John Valente here from the Vintage Goalie Group, and doing a package break today. What we have in here is a box of new old stock Koho gloves from what looks like the late 70s, early 80s. I know they don't have the cheater bar on them, and I'm not sure when they started doing that on Koho gloves. I have a catalog from 1979 that have these gloves in it. So I'm assuming these are 79 model year gloves. And the next catalog in procession I have is a 83 catalog. By then they have the cheater bars on the gloves. So this falls in between the late 70s, early 80s. Again, I see these exact models that are in my 79 Koho catalog. But without further ado, let's open this up. I just had a birthday, and this is my birthday present to myself. I couldn't pass them up when I saw them. They weren't even for sale. A guy had posted them, Johnny Patterson, and he had posted them. He's from New York. And he posted them in the vintage leather hockey gear group, not the vintage goalie gear group. And I saw him on there, and I just messaged him, hey, would you ever sell those gloves? You know, I've never had a pair of, tan leather Koho gloves. I have the white GM, I want to say it's a GM 51 blocker and a GM 50 glove from the mid to late 80s, the white leather, or it's almost like a grayish color leather. I don't know what kind of leather they were using then, but if some of you want to chime in, and if you know the answer to that, it almost looks like sheepskin leather to me, but I'm not sure. But these, of course, are tan cowhide. And there's foam everywhere because he packed them with foam, so this will be fun. Nothing like opening up a box of gear and then having to clean up afterwards, right? So the gloves on top, I guess we'll take this out first. Man, this thing is pretty cool. Wow, look at that. So this is a GM Pro 40 GM CR, and the CR designates it's a smaller size glove. So there's the GM 40 or the Pro 40 GM in my catalog, and this thing feels so nice. And it's stiff. It's not even broken in. It's never been used. But the Pro 40 GM in my catalog says it's the Pro. This has a little CR, and this would be the Pro 40 GM CR, which is basically the same as the Pro the Pro 40 GM, but it's a little smaller in size. And I don't have huge hands, so this thing actually fits me perfect. Wow, this thing is so cool. So cool. And again, these haven't been used. The guy I got them from, this guy, very interesting guy, Johnny is. He played bass for Prince, believe it or not. He lives in New York. He was a roller hockey player before they had inline skates in the 70s. And he gave goalie a try, and he worked at a sporting goods store called Paragon Sports, he told me, and basically got this set of gloves from there and never used them. And he's had them for almost 50 years or whatever. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now here's the blocker. Oh yeah, there's nothing like a leather blocker with hole cutouts. Just so cool and vintage to see that. But here's the Pro 31 GM. It's basically the Pro model, but again, in the catalog it says Junior. So I'm assuming it's for small. It's again like the glove for a smaller hand. My hand fits in it perfectly fine. I've actually seen some pros with the GM 31, and they probably just had smaller hands and wanted a tighter, more snug fit. I see a lot of the pros doing that. Brodeur had a medium Heaton L3000 or a M3000. I've seen Tom Barrasso with a small 2000 Heaton glove, an S2000. So some guys were even using the smalls. It's wild, and probably for that better puck handling ability with a smaller glove. I know Belfort liked a smaller glove too, and he would talk about that. It lets him get a good grip on the stick for shooting the puck up ice. So this thing's never been used. Again, new old stock. And here you have, I don't know if you guys can hear my music, but I'm doing a 1970s playlist because I got the 70s gloves here. But yeah, these things are really cool. I'm really happy with these things. They fit my hands perfect. Again, I don't have large hands. I have probably medium hands. Very cool addition to my collection. And just for fun, I recently picked this up. This is also made in Finland. You know, these are Finnish gloves. Koho had a manufacturing facility in Ontario in the 1970s. They were actually making Koho stuff in Ontario in the 1970s. And I love it. These gloves actually say made in Finland on them. And I had a feeling they would. But I've seen gloves from the 70s made by Koho in Canada too. They did have a factory in Ontario. I'm not sure when it was set up there, but I know they were doing gloves in the 1970s, goalie gloves and player gloves out of that factory. But here's a Palace glove, and I just picked this thing up. This is early 80s. It's got the cheater bar. I did see some photos of some professional Finnish goalies from the Finnish league using a Palace glove. A guy named Ari something. Ari Helgren used this exact glove, and he played for one of the teams. I want to say it was I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But anyways, he used a full Palace set of gear, the pads, the blocker. And I thought it was funny because the gloves are so similar just by looking at the pictures. It's almost like Palace copied Koho stuff. It's very, very similar, even with the darker lacing. I'm noticing the Koho gloves have a dark brown lacing, and the Palace has, it's like a black and brown inner wound lacing, but very similar. This thing's pretty cool. I added a, strap to it recently, a wrist strap. I don't know if they came with them or not. It might have had one that was removed. I'm not sure. The photos I have of Ari Helgren, he's got a wrist strap. So I don't know if it was removed, but I just added one to this glove. And another cool thing I want to show you. Here's my 1979 Koho catalog from Finland. And you have the gloves that I just picked up in this catalog. There's the GM40 CR, which is the medium of the GM40 glove. And the smaller, it's called the GM31 Junior blocker. So it looks like to me the pair of the Pro gloves was the GM40 and 41 glove and blocker combo. If you wanted the smaller set, you would have went with the GM40 CR and then the Pro 31 Junior blocker. So it's almost like they didn't have a full medium size glove in the Pro model. They just had the glove, and then you would have jumped down to this blocker here, which actually has a matching glove. So there's the gloves that I just picked up, and this is a 79 catalog. So I want to say these are, probably 1979 model gloves. The guy that I got them from said he worked at that sporting goods store and got them there like around 1980 or the early 80s. So, these could have been sitting in there for a year or two before he got them. But they could also be 1980 models. I'm not sure, but they are in that catalog with the yellow thumb and the yellow, knuckle guard there. But anyways, what do you guys think? I think these things are really cool. They're a great addition to my vintage leather goalie gear collection. I'm excited to have them. And the fun thing is I get to break them into my hands so they fit me perfectly. So will I ever use these? I doubt it. I think something this nice should be preserved, but I know some of you guys would disagree with me on that, but who knows, But I am on the hunt now for some older leather Koho pads now. I want to say the GP 501s with the yellow leather sides. So if you guys know of any of those pads for sale, obviously I prefer really good condition like these, but I'm open to any suggestions. But, let me know. Fill in a comment there. And I do want to note this also. Tomorrow, 7 a.m. my time, probably 4 or 5 o'clock Italy time, Team USA and Canada face off for the gold medal game. So it'll be a very exciting game. I'm going to have a little breakfast party here. I'm going to make breakfast burritos and coffee and have a couple friends over for the early hockey game. It's going to be so exciting. I'm very happy about this. It fell on a Sunday, so my friends can join me for it. And all I got to say is go Team USA. The U.S. Women's team won in overtime. Unbelievable game. And they did so well this year. The hockey on the women's level has advanced so much over the years. I've watched it advance. These girls are playing a lot faster, a lot more physical. It's so fun to watch. And, shout out to the Team USA figure skating team also. And Alyssa Liu getting a gold medal. That was the best performance I've ever seen in ice skating. I don't know if you guys follow ice skating. When I was younger and went to the rinks to play hockey, all of us hockey guys liked the figure skaters. We would always, just go out there and watch them skate. And I do like figure skating. I think I think women's figure skating is the most beautiful art in the whole world. It is so fun to watch. And the things these women can do on these skates, it's unbelievable what these athletes can do. But I'm going to be signing off here, and you guys have a wonderful weekend and have a blessed day. And go Team USA.